I need you to pause whatever you're thinking about, whatever you're doing, and just give me these next moments, fully, completely, and without distraction. I know it's a lot to ask, especially given the whirlwind of life around us. But what I'm about to share is the biggest promise I have ever made, and it deserves your undivided attention. Let's treat this moment as sacred, because I believe it could redefine our future in ways we've only whispered about, dreamt of in those late night talks, and hoped might one day come true. I've thought long and hard about this conversation. There were times I hesitated because the weight of what I'm about to say felt almost too immense to speak aloud. I worried about whether you would believe me, or whether I had the right words to convey the truth burning inside my heart. Yet every time I felt that doubt, I remembered the way you look at me, your steady gaze that seems to see straight into who I truly am, beyond my flaws, beyond my insecurities. That memory gave me courage to finally bring my innermost feelings to light. When I say this is the biggest promise of my life, I want you to understand that it's not an overstatement or dramatic flourish. This promise has the power to reshape everything about the path we walk. I can almost see the road unfolding in front of us, twisting and turning in unfamiliar ways, but ultimately guiding us toward a new, brighter horizon. It's because I cherish you so completely that I'm willing to face those unfamiliar turns and the challenges they might bring. The promise is this: my relationship with the third party, the one that has stood as a confusing barrier between us, is ending. Conclusively, definitively, and without reservations. I'm done carrying it, done letting it affect us, done letting it weigh on my conscience. There is no back and forth, no lingering questions in my mind. I have decided that I'm going to end it, and I promise you I will. But that's not the entirety of what I have to say. The second part, and perhaps the most transformative piece, is that I have chosen you as the person I want to spend my life with. I don't simply mean be together, I mean marry. As in, I want the full measure of commitment that stands before family, friends, and the world itself, declaring that you are the one I choose above all others. I've realized that no passing interest, no fleeting infatuation, and no other relationship can possibly compare to the bond we share. Time after time, my heart is drawn back to you, unwavering in its loyalty. Every day, I witness 100 reasons to love you more deeply. It could be the look in your eyes when you laugh, or the comforting warmth of your presence when life has me weighed down. Whatever it is, it's unmistakable and it's irreplaceable. This isn't something I decided overnight. I've been sitting with these thoughts for a long time, wrestling with the uncertainty and fear of change. Sometimes, it felt easier to ignore the profound significance of what I was feeling for you. I was afraid of messing things up, afraid of making the wrong choice and hurting both you and myself. But in the midst of that fear, I couldn't shake this persistent realization that you're the one who knows me best. You know the contours of my soul, even the imperfect edges I've tried to hide from the world. And instead of turning away or judging me, you've always met me with acceptance and understanding. I also want you to know the depth of reflection that has gone into this promise. I didn't arrive here by accident. My mind has traversed every possible angle: the consequences, the adjustments, the new responsibilities, and the potential hurdles we might have to jump over together. I'm under no illusions that everything will magically align without effort. We may face skepticism from people who don't understand our story. We may have to work hard to rebuild any trust that's been chipped away by past mistakes. But I want to make that effort. I'm ready to invest time, patience, and all the love in my heart to see us through. There's no place I'd rather be than standing beside you, facing the world and its uncertainties. You might be thinking, why now? Or, how can I believe you after everything that's happened? Believe me, I understand that question intimately. Part of the reason I hesitated in saying anything sooner is because I was aware of the damage that hesitation itself might have caused. I feared you might roll your eyes or brush me off, thinking these are just empty words coming from a place of momentary guilt or infatuation. But they're not. This decision has come from an awakening deep inside me, a realization that I can't continue living in a way that contradicts my innermost desires. Those fleeting distractions, those uncertainties, all pale in comparison to what I feel when I envision my life with you, day in and day out, forging a bond that's unbreakable. I've experienced a genuine wake-up call, one that forced me to reflect on what I truly value in this life. I ask myself, when I picture my future, who is standing beside me? Who do I see growing older with me, building a home, supporting each other's dreams, comforting me in times of sorrow, and celebrating in times of triumph? The answer was never ambiguous. It was always you. Every single time, without fail. And if that's the unassailable truth of my heart, then what sense is there in resisting it? Everything else becomes a distant echo, a mere background noise that can't compete with the resonance of what we share. I want to dive deeper into what it actually means to marry you, why that choice is so significant to me. Marriage isn't just a ceremony or a legal status. It's about declaring, in the most profound way, I choose you above all others, no matter what storms come our way. It's a promise to hold on to each other when life's challenges appear insurmountable. It's the commitment to celebrate even the small joys that might otherwise go unnoticed if we were living only for ourselves. Marriage, to me, is the epitome of partnership, and making that vow is the strongest statement I can offer of my dedication to a shared life. Of course, I'm aware that words by themselves are insufficient. Promises are hollow if they aren't accompanied by consistent action and a genuine change of heart. And so I understand that this new journey begins now, with me proving that I'm letting go of any distractions, any third-party entanglements, and focusing on the one person who truly completes me. It will require patience, especially if some trust has been eroded. It will require me listening more, acting with integrity, and prioritizing our well-being above all else. While this might sound daunting, it feels freeing, like shedding an old skin and stepping into a future shaped by love, transparency, and unwavering commitment. Allow me to share something else too. I've been thinking about those first moments when we realized there was something special between us. I still remember the flutter in my chest the day I recognized that my feelings for you ran deeper than mere friendship or casual affection. There was a certain spark in your eyes, a warmth in your smile, and a glow in the way you carried yourself that I found mesmerizing. Over time, that spark hasn't diminished. It's grown into a steady flame, illuminating corners of my heart that I never even knew existed. Even on difficult days, when the weight of life made it hard to see the beauty around us, just knowing you were there, just hearing your voice, made everything feel a little lighter. I can't replicate that kind of connection with anyone else, and I don't want to even try. I realize I'm laying my heart bare here. It's a vulnerable place to be, especially when I know I've made mistakes. But the truth is, those mistakes have made me appreciate you even more. The possibility of losing you shook me to my core and forced me to be brutally honest with myself. When I imagined a life without you, without that compassionate understanding, that laughter that feels like home, that supportive presence that anchors me, I felt a profound emptiness. It was in that emptiness that I understood the magnitude of what you mean to me. I want to stand beside you, day in and day out, building a life where we wake up each morning excited to face the world as a team. I want to be the person who wipes away your tears when you're hurting, celebrates your victories with genuine pride, and stands in unwavering solidarity when challenges come knocking. In return, I ask for your forgiveness for the times I faltered and for your faith that I can be better than I was yesterday. Because that's exactly what I intend to do, be better for you, for us, and for the future we're on the brink of creating. I also want to speak about the idea of us beyond just the two of us. The ripple effect of our union could inspire the people around us, showing them that love can overcome doubts and past hurts. This world can be a pretty cynical place, filled with stories of broken promises and fractured relationships. But I don't want our story to end up as another sad example. I want it to be a testament to resilience, growth, and unwavering devotion. I want us to build something that lasts, something we can look back on decades from now and smile, knowing we chose each other fully, wholeheartedly. Imagine the life we could create: nights spent cooking side by side, dancing to music in our living room as the moonlight spills across the floor, traveling to the places we've always dreamed about, holding each other close when storms rage, both literally and metaphorically. Think about the long conversations where we plan out our shared goals, the kind of home we want, the dreams we have for our future careers or personal passions, and the way we can lift one another up. Even the thought of navigating arguments and misunderstandings is less daunting when I remember we had faced them together, with empathy and the willingness to grow. That's what I mean by being all in, not running away at the first sign of trouble. I'm here, and am committed to working through every obstacle that arises, side by side with you. You have every right to ask for tangible proof of my intentions. Words can be beautiful, but actions stand as the real evidence. So here's my promise, once more, spelled out in no uncertain terms. I will end the other relationship wholly, completely, and with immediate effect. There will be no lingering ties, no secret communications, no illusions of friendship that threatens what we share. I will also take proactive steps to show you that you can trust me going forward. That might mean open communication about where I am and who I'm with, answering questions you have, or simply being more transparent in day-to-day life. My intention isn't to create a suffocating environment, but to rebuild trust in a way that feels safe and comforting for both of us. And then, once the time is right, I want us to take that next step, to pledge our lives to one another in marriage. Whether that involves a grand ceremony or an intimate gathering with just our closest loved ones doesn't matter as much to me as the promise we make before them. That promise to cherish, to honor, and to remain steadfast through every season of life is something I've come to value deeply. It's a promise I'm determined to keep because it symbolizes everything I believe about the power